These songs will always have a special place in our hearts. It's like they touch something within us. So I'm sure after hearing these degrees of song appreciation, you automatically have this sense of familiarity. I can confidently speak on behalf of all millennials and Gen Zs out there. We are a generation of music lovers. It's nothing really special or something innate within us, but rather, it's something to do with our environment. In the advent of technology, accessing the latest hits, breakout artists, and live concerts has become so easy. The previous generation's experience with music consumption is quite different. Sure, they had radio and TV, but the artists that take the airwaves decades ago are relatively fewer than the ones we have now. Back then, only the top charters and famous ones get exposure. Now compare that to what we have in our generation. Add the internet service to radio and TV and it radically changes the way we appreciate the songs. Different streaming platforms and high connectivity gives convenience to breakout artists, indie bands, and cover singers to reach a wider audience and thus becoming more known. So it's safe to say we love music and there's so much to love. But have you ever thought about the phases we go through in digesting this beautiful art that is a song? I personally noticed that there are different stages we encounter. So here are the 6 degrees of song appreciation from the moment I first heard the song and down to how it resonated well in my life. Number 1 is first impression. Think of it as love at first sight or hearing on this context. There are just those songs that struck us immediately either through the musicality or its lyrical content. The biggest earworm or last song syndrome millennials and Gen Zs encountered in the last decade is probably Carly Rae Jepsen's Colbie Maybe or Taylor Swift's Blank Space. The first time that we heard these songs, we started bopping our heads and humming along. There's actually a study done determining what are the catchiest songs of all time, and according to the result, it's Spice Girls Wannabe, which is not a big surprise. People could recognize the song within 2.29 seconds of listening to it. The link of the study is linked below. Second degree is when the song hit you to the core, you wanted to digest the lyrics word per word. You know you're in this stage already when you Google the lyrics of the song and read it while the song is playing. This added layer of appreciation not only uses an additional organ, the eyes, but you cognitively appreciate the song's meaning. That's why we have a deeper appreciation for artists who write their own songs like Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran, Armin Miliare, and Ebenezer. What's next is probably the most familiar one. Third degree is when you put the song on repeat, not getting tired of it. You sing along with it, do some crazy dance, or emote the songs as it plays. This is where the earworm goes deeper. You've already memorized the word from the countless times you've sung it. This is when the song becomes your go-to piece for karaoke nights, the song you sing in the shower, or the ones you mindlessly hum when you walk. Fourth degree, we go into a deep dive with the song. You start becoming invested with the story behind the song. Why did the artist or songwriter make this song? What's the story behind it? The lyrics of Pumped Up Kicks by Foster the People, despite its upbeat tempo, are actually very dark. It makes you think because it discusses mental health issues among the youth and even gun violence in schools. And there are those great hits inspired by true life stories. Eric Clapton's Tears in Heaven, which won 3 Grammys in 1992, is about the tragic death of his little son. You feel the sorrow and love of a father by just listening to it. Even if you haven't experienced a loss, you grieved with the singer. Still in the fourth degree, there are those kinds of songs that invite a lot of theories and speculations, so we can't stop thinking about it. Many Swifties believe that All Too Well is a Taylor Swift song about her relationship with Jake Gyllenhaal. It was never really confirmed, but I guess that's the appeal of the song. We are free to interpret it the way we want to. After the deep dive, the fifth degree of song appreciation is on how we explore different artistic interpretation of the very songs we love. And sometimes there is an added value with the new version, something distinct. From the reply pieces like If I Were a Boy of Beyonce being responded to by If I Were a Girl by R. Kelly, and sometimes there are those covers that completely change the mood of the song. From a sad song of someone terribly missing and yearning for the person they love, to someone who seems to be happy and excited that they will soon see each other. I'm pertaining to the heartfelt ballad Lay Me Down of Sam Smith, but covered by Hozier. And there's also the opposite. If you like Fun's 2012 hit song Some Nights, where you get to hear a marching song that makes you feel powerful despite your trials, and then you get to hear an acoustic version of YouTube cover artists Tyler Ward and Alex G, you will have a totally new level of appreciation in its lyrics. It's slow and intimate, makes you feel things with your own thoughts. And let's not just limit this in covers. How about those beautiful mashups or medleys? There are those that perfectly and seamlessly mesh together two great songs and then give birth to a new song that has a unique identity. One good example of this, with an ironic and overall complex message, is the mashup of Clean by Taylor Swift, a song about moving on, and Photograph by Ed Sheeran, a song about missing someone. You have to listen to this beautiful love child by Louisa Wendorff and Who is Fancy. All of the songs I mentioned in this video and also the other links related to it are all attached on the comment box or in the description box. Check them out. Sixth and final degree of song appreciation is when things become transcendental already. We first heard the song, we digested the lyrics, we hit the replay button, we understood the story behind the song, we listened to the different covers and interpretation of the song, and the last one is when things become really personal for our life. There are just those songs that do not lose their magic. They become classic song choices on karaoke nights or that recognizable theme song of cult classic films. The moment we hear these songs, although we may never have encountered them in recent memory, we immediately remember the feeling, the environment we had when we first consumed that very music. Examples of this are UDD's Tadhana, Kamikaze's Narda, Vanessa Carlton's A Thousand Miles, Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody, and even We Are the World, which are sung by various artists. These songs will always have a special place in our hearts. It's like they touch something within us. So I'm sure after hearing these degrees of song appreciation, you automatically have this sense of familiarity. You are most likely able to relate to some of the things I shared already. Go check your current playlist or go-to songs right now and you'd probably identify on what degree you're currently on. Songs are artwork that are very holistic. There are songs that are outright meh or their appeal slowly fade away, while there are songs that bring lifetime impact to us. But nonetheless, all of them are a byproduct of an artist who wanted to convey a message. And how listeners consume, savor, and digest them is a long process. We don't necessarily share the same pacing and level of appreciation of every song that we listen to, but what I believe that matters most is when we're hungry for some inspiration or mood boosters or some music in our life, we have these songs to help us out. So those are the 6 degrees of song appreciation. But you also have to check the description box or the comment box because I attached there the links of songs which are perfect examples for the certain parts of this video. Do also check my other YouTube videos here on my channel and also my written work at Medium. I post videos on YouTube, I post articles at Medium. Your likes and subscriptions pushes me to create more thought pieces like this one. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thanks everyone!